So welcome. We're so happy to be here with you. My name is Katy Warner. This is my dear friend Karen Luebke, and we're just so happy to be able to share about Young Living's business opportunity. So we do this class, once or twice a month because we want to invite others who are looking for a part-time job that can grow into a full-time salary while working part-time. And so I just want to share with you a little bit about myself briefly and my business story. And then Karen and I are going to kind of go back and forth, and we're going to talk a little bit about why would you want to do a network marketing business, and why would you want to, what's so special about Young Living. And we're going to share about Young Living's income disclosure statement. How much do people actually make in Young Living? And then we'll wrap it up. So my name is Katy Warner, as I mentioned, and I have been doing the Young Living business for about 6 years, now, and part-time for most of it. When I started doing Young Living as a business, my husband and I had previously been introduced to the products by our family physician. Our bona fide, he's an MD and got trained in all the natural things, discovered Young Living, absolutely fell in love with the product, saw their efficacy, and brought it into his practice. And so he recommended both Young Living's essential oils and supplements. And so we took our doctor's advice and started using them, found the results, and they worked. So we were totally grateful for essential oils, and we realized, God gave us plants, and it makes a lot of sense that we can use them for our health. So we continued to do that. And at this time, my husband and I were both school teachers. We worked in the same school. We have one son, and we would all go to school together. And then we would all come home together. And it was really nice for the most part, except there was a lot of stress with both of us as full-time teachers at this school. Getting there on time in the morning, having everything prepared, coming home, giving everything at school. And for me, the struggle that I had was when I would get home, I was drained. Like I was done. I was ready to put my feet up and relax. And I had a family to take care of. And so the struggle that I had as a mom teaching, and we both needed to teach to be able to pay the bills, was that I felt like I was giving my husband and my son the leftovers, and my leftovers, and I knew it wasn't right. And so we wanted a way out of this, and we realized that Young Living was one of those businesses that that you could grow, that you could start, and you could grow it, and put the amount of time that you have into it. And that's what Christopher and I decided. We were going to start learning about network marketing and Young Living to be able to do this as a business. And our first plan was that once we made enough for me to stop teaching, that I would stop teaching. And that was our first goal that we hit. And then my husband stopped teaching after that, a few years after that. And because of Young Living, we have been able to, we're both home right now, full-time, and we have a homestead farm out in rural Michigan, north of Grand Rapids, and we are doing what we love to do, which is be together, but we're on our own time schedule. We are doing the things we want to do. We've got animals, and we've got beautiful produce that we're growing, and we're together, we're homeschooling. And this was really our family's dream. My husband has always wanted to homeschool our son in his middle school years, and that's what we're doing. And so we're so grateful. And it's because of Young Living, because of the income that we make from Young Living, that we have been able to do this. And with the climate of the world right now, there are a lot of people who are also looking for alternate sources of income, alternate work, alternate way, possibilities, just in case things shift and change. And so what I want to do, and Karen with me, is we want to share with you more about realistically Young Living, and how you can do this, and how it's not, we're like really normal people. We're the lady down the street from you. We're the lady across the street, the lady you bump into at the grocery store. I didn't know anything about marketing or sales or anything. And I've been able to build a successful business. We do about $500,000 in sales every year in my organization. So it's been wonderful. We're going to share with you even beyond the income part is just a little piece, but the benefits are so much beyond that. And I'm not going to shortchange you, because those are the gems of this kind of an enterprise, especially in the world we live in right now. So that's my story. This is my friend Karen. She is a lovely mom. She's got 9 children, and she's got 2 fur babies, 2 pets that she cares for and that she loves too. And so if you are a mom who thinks like, I don't have time for this. I just want you to know most of the moms in our group that I work with, I also work with single men, single women. We've got single moms in our group. We've got dads who want to share oils. But a lot of the moms that are in our group have, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 children. And we have kind of figured out a way to do the business in such a way that keeps the integrity of family life first. God, spouse, children, work, social life, that's kind of our parameter that we work in. And so we really want to really respect the culture of family life. And so Karen's been doing that. And Karen her gem is like, the thing that she loves is toxin-free living. So she really, that like puts a fire in her belly. And she's just a beautiful mom. She lives also in rural Wisconsin, in the Sullivan area. And so Karen, I just want to turn it over to you and ask if you can share a little bit about your business story and how you got into Young Living. And
absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you so much. That was such a nice intro. You are wonderful as well. I love working with you. Touching on one of your points is the community for me has been, because I've only been doing this business-wise for 1 year. And it's the community that is so incredible. Just the women that I've met, and to me, it's just family, just getting together, being with like-minded women that are just awesome. But I was not looking for a business opportunity when I originally started. I was just looking for a way to incorporate makeup, a toxin-free makeup, because I had gotten rid of everything else. And I knew that my makeup that I was getting at the drugstore was really loaded with junk. And my skin really showed it as well. So when I reached out to Anne, another one of our lovely team members, and asked her for the mix, I knew she was an oil slinger, she was Young Living, she would do posts, and I was always really intrigued by her. And so I reached out and asked if I could come and try a few of them. And I mean, the rest is history. At first I was like, no, I don't want anything to do with the business. I'm good. Thank you so much. And I kept avoiding. Then my husband actually said, hey, so you keep talking about these people that keep signing up under you. I'm like, yeah, it's really cool. But, it was more for the product, because the products they really are above and beyond. And I can say that from experience, because I've been on a wellness journey since I was about 24, and I am 45. So I started with Young Living years ago when they were at the beginning, and I loved finances and divorce and everything else, and family, how things change. And then it just got to the point where I stopped, and I'm like, okay, but I always went back because the product is just top notch. So for me, after my husband pointed out, like, hey babe, this is actually going somewhere. I'm like, okay. Then I reached out to Anne and said, let's do this. I needed his blessing first. Otherwise it just wasn't gonna, prayed about it, talked to my husband about it, and went forward with it. So that's the long and short. I could talk hours and hours about how much I love the products, all of them, but that is my business end of it. And I'm just a year in and I'm loving it.
That's great. So Karen, would you share a little bit about when you were talking with your husband, like when you talked about network marketing, what have you discovered with him, like the benefits of network marketing versus like a 40-year career or?
Well, with the career, I mean, there's no way. I stay at home with the kids, but we were just not making ends meet. So I would take my kids cleaning, and I still do, but I've narrowed down my cleaning jobs. I use all the thieves cleaners for that, you know, I love that. But it just makes it very difficult. Like if my kids are not feeling well, or if they have something that came up and I can't go into, you know, any other job you would call in and you couldn't make up an excuse. You know what I mean? There are times where you're like, I just can't do this today. I get to choose my hours. If I'm having a week or a month or whatever, I really narrow down what I do. I like the freedom to be able to choose how many hours and focus it around my family, because I had all these children. I was blessed with a lot of children, and I do believe God has me, you know, at home doing, you know, all of the good family stuff. And this is just like the icing. I can work from home with my babies amongst the chaos, usually in the background, but it's a really good fit for me. I mean, I couldn't call in all the time and be like, no, I can't make it. This happened. No, I'm not going to, can I come for 1 hour and then leave? That wouldn't be an option at any 9 to 5. You can't just work for an hour and then take off. It just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. So that paired with when Christopher and I were studying, like a little bit learning about network marketing, exactly what you were saying, like you pick your own hours, you're your own boss, you know, you're putting in a lot of time at the beginning, and the paycheck does come, but it also builds over time. And we were, you know, I guess we didn't even really know about network marketing. I mean, we kind of like, it was like in the way distance, but then when we started getting into Young Living and realized this is one of those kind of jobs, it's one of those things, then we're like, well, how does Young Living compare to other companies? And we started looking into that as well. We took a deep dive into specifically essential oil companies, but we looked also at the whole industry. And we discovered, so why do Young Living specifically? Like that's something I want to share about, because you can do this. I won't mention other companies' names. I'm sure there's lots of other really nice companies out there that offer really great, I know there are great services. I think there's even like legal companies that you can do in network marketing, that's a thing. So services or, you know, travel or whatever. But with Young Living, there's a lot of things that just clicked with me and clicked with a lot of the people in my life. And so I want to share some of those with you. So why Young Living? Why do network marketing, Young Living specifically? So one is that we love the company. We love Young Living. You know, a lot of companies are started for specifically to make a profit, which is not a bad thing at all, because making money is not a bad thing. But there might be, with Young Living, what I discovered with Young Living is that Gary Young started Young Living for the purpose of serving people and in transforming their lives. People would show up at Gary's front door after, you know, the medical establishment said, I'm sorry, go home and get your things in order. We can't do anything else for you. And they would show up and, you know, basically beg him, he's not even a physician, was not a physician, to help them. And so because of Gary's own life and the tragedies, he went through many tragedies, both in his family and also with his health, and he had to get himself out of that. He discovered essential oils and supplements and God, and those were kind of all sort of wound up together in Young Living, really, and the company. And so we have this beautiful company that provides, we've got farms. So what really makes Young Living different from other, I'll just talk about essential oil companies, is that Gary knew we'd need to own our own farms, that we would need to have entire oversight over the entire process of making an essential oil. Because if any part of the process of making an oil is botched, you get an inferior oil, or you could even potentially have a dangerous oil. And so what I mean by that is every single piece of the process. So from the selection of the seeds, making sure that you have the correct botanicals. So like there's so many different types of lavender. And if you're bottling, let's see, I have lavender here. looks like it, no, but it's in a pretty purple bottle, kind of like this. But if you're bottling a lavender and you call it lavender, most people think, well, lavender is good for X, Y, and Z. But if it's not the right species, it could actually be harmful for X or Y or Z. And so with Young Living, Gary knew that we have to know the seeds, we have to know what's in the soil, take care of everything, know the proper time for harvesting the plants, how to distill it, and how to bottle, and that it would have to be done really with full integrity, pristinely, and in accordance with nature, because you can't tell nature like August 15, 6:30, we're gonna we're gonna harvest. It's like, nope, you go out and you test and you see if it's ready. And so Young Living is really meticulous about the science of essential oils. It's a little science, a little bit of an art. And Gary did all kinds of things. He knew that, like, we hand weed our fields. We don't spray them with pesticides. So we don't use pesticides. We don't use chemicals. He was like, I don't want to say fanatical, but he was unmovable about our standards. I will say that he was unmovable. And I love that. Like, that appeals to me so much, because if I'm going to be sharing oils or the business opportunity with you, I can't share with you something that I do not feel comfortable in putting my name next to it and putting my heart next to it. I would not be able to sleep at night if I thought I was sharing something that was deficient or whatever, not the best thing out there. So when we looked at essential oil companies, we realized Young Living is the best essential oil company out there, both for the oils and for the business opportunity, because they go together. So we love the company, and I just want to show you. Many of us in our group have actually been to Young Living's farms, and I want to show you just a 1-minute video so you can enjoy. I'm going to just pull it up here. Enjoy this. This is our St. Mary's Lavender Farm and Distillery in St. Mary's, Idaho. So that's I love that. And actually, I think I said it was lavender. I think it was Melissa. I'm not sure. But anyway, but that is one of our harvests, and you can just see what goes into it. We can go anytime to help at a harvest, and you can't do that with other companies. So Young Living is a mature, proven company. We're over 25 years old. Most essential oil companies collapse in the first 5 years. We're really the leader in the whole industry around the world. We are an international market. So as far as doing this as a business, we are really just getting started in international markets. And so it's a really nice time to be able to be doing the business. If you have friends or family in Mexico or the Philippines or Costa Rica or Puerto Rico or wherever, Wyoming, Texas, Florida, I mean, wherever in the United States or Brazil, I mean, all over, you can grow a business with your family and friends, which is a real joy. It's a real joy. And those markets are really exploding. So, and we also have farms around the world, which makes us a stable company. They're not just in the United States, they're all over Canada, many different continents, and you can visit them. So our quality standards, Gary was, and Gary's he's no longer with us. He's no longer living, but his standards are still kept. Like Mary is Gary's wife and she's in charge. She runs the company. And so when we do tests on our oils or our products, if they do not pass the test, we do not bottle them. So it's not like you've got to pass 5 of the 6 tests. If you don't pass one of the tests, and so on some of our oils, we test a couple dozen times or more, and all the tests have to pass or we don't bottle it. So that's our strict standards. We have 50 PhD chemists on staff. 50. It's a lot. It's a lot. And in order to run the tests that we do on essential oils, even with just the GCMS, you have to be specifically trained in how to do it. It's very different than if you're just measuring a pharmaceutical through a GCMS. Essential oils, it takes a different kind of tuning and a different kind of expertise. So our chemists are specially trained in how to do all of our tests. And when I asked my son, I said, John, what do you think is the best thing about Young Living? And he said, Mommy, the people are so happy in Young Living. And I think that is really key. We, in our group specifically, we have a beautiful team. We strive to to be upbuilding all the time. We encourage each other. We help each other out. We see in the best in each other. We forgive each other. Pardon me. It's really beautiful. So we have this friendship that we each have, and that has been one of the blessings of being in Young Living. All the ladies who are on here right now, I would have never met if I hadn't done Young Living, and I would have just grown into an old gray introvert, and I would not have had these beautiful ladies in my life. And the personal development that being in Young Living has given me, the growth and virtue that the business has challenged me to grow in, has been really good for my spiritual life, for my life as a woman, as a wife, as a mom. The personal skills I'm growing in, still growing in, are skills that I need in life. There's skills to, we're called to be perfected, and that's what we're doing. So so that's a little bit about Young Living. Let me see, what else did I want to share with you? Another thing, this is super important. When you're picking a network marketing business, if you ask the experts in the industry, they tell you want to be in a company that has a consumable product. And the reason for that is, not to pick on anybody, but a woman only needs so many purses. Okay, so just from a practical, I might buy a purse from a lady, but I might buy a purse from Karen, but I'm not going to buy 3 purses from Karen every month. But if I'm in Karen's organization and I need vitamin C, vitamin D, lavender essential oil, frankincense, I need some supplements for good brain development, sleep support, I need toxin-free cleaners. These are all things that we buy at the grocery store anyway, but Young Living has them, and the quality is, out of the roof compared to what you buy at the store. And please know that labels are misleading. When you go to the grocery store, the lack of integrity in the whole labeling industry is really despicable in my estimation. And so if you really want to be using a product on your skin, in your house, breathing it in, putting it on your babies, using it on your parents you want to know, or your grandparents, people you're caring for, your spouse, you want to know that you're using a product that is actually toxin free and is green and has the phyto plant nutrients and essential oils in it that are going to do what you want them to do. And Young Living promises that. And when you ask the ladies, anybody who uses Young Living's products, they can give you testimonial after testimonial about how their health has gotten better, their brain function has gotten better. Sometimes certain things take time. Been able to clear out toxic chemicals from their home to decrease the chance of getting autoimmune disease, cancer, and other things like that. So we don't want to have all those toxins around us. Okay.
Can I mention real quick that being that for somebody like me that has always got so many things coming, having a company that I can order, it's streamlined, it's simple. If like supplements, my protein powders, all of the emotional support, everything I need for my kids. And some of them have pretty specific needs. And I can get it through Young Living and know that what I'm putting into their bodies is good for them. It's going to actually work.
Yeah.
So it's a one-stop shop for us. And for me, we love it.
Yeah, it's so consoling. I totally agree with you. Because you don't know when you're on Amazon, you're like, I don't know if is this vitamin D any good? I don't know. I have no idea. But we know with Young Living, and we offer lots of product education, so you can always learn about the products, and Young Living offers it as well. So that's a little bit a bit about Young Living. When you meet the leaders, when you meet the people in Young Living who are making 7 figures a year, millions a year, these people are like humble people who are good, and like you want them in your life. They're like really caring, beautiful people. And that also attracts me very much to Young Living. The caliber of, like, I want to be surrounded by good people that are going to encourage me to live a good life. And we do that with each other. So it's so great. Karen, I want to ask you, will you share a little bit about what do we do as business builders? Okay, so we talked about why Young Living, why network marketing, like what are the simple things that just simply, what do we do?
It's simple and not easy, because nothing worth doing is easy. It's simple. It's the making your list of everyone you know that you come in contact with, you love, because this is what the product is. You want people to use it. You want them to feel the results. So you just make your list of your people, and you reach out to them, and you're gonna text them, call them, email, whichever they prefer, and then you're gonna do your classes. The classes are so much fun. I love the classes. I've heard them so many, but every time there's always a new nugget. There's something. And there's, with our team being as awesome as it is, there's a rotation of who's teaching and what they bring to the table. So you're like, oh, I didn't realize it worked like that. This particular product, so you learn new stuff. So you just have your class, and then basically you help the people sign up. You follow up after, you do your class, which is usually about an hour. Sometimes they go over, you answer any questions. And if you can't, then you refer to somewhere else. So there's always somebody that you can, if I don't know something, I'll reach out to Katy and say, hey, what do you think about this? And if not, there's other resources as well. So it's just simple, your list, invite, classes, help, sign up, rinse, repeat, It's really that simple.
Yeah. Again,
not easy, because sometimes you got to step out of that comfort zone. Like I was like a total mouse when I started this. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I should I text that person? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. And so I'd have this inner conversation. This has helped. This has emboldened me. I've gotten that confidence that I was really, I was lacking. It really helped. And just having, you women just behind me is just awesome. So yeah.
Yes, that's great. That's so great. Yep, that's what we do. And we have to add to that too, we've got a support group. We have a Facebook group that is for our members and your members, and we do product education, and you can ask questions, like if you're looking for help with something, and everybody like chimes in and shares, or if you're looking for oil testimonial for something, like, have you ever used oils for blank? I can't sleep, help, what do you like to use? The ladies will chime in and share what they use. And it's really great, because we all love stories, and hearing how the oils help other people it's very encouraging, because if it helped them, it might help you. Our bodies are all different, but it's about, trying different things and seeing what works. So I want to share with you one other thing before we go, and that is Young Living's income disclosure statement. So this is a legal document that Young Living puts out, and I just want you all to kind of take a look at it for a second. And so this is our 2020 United States income disclosure statement, And you can see over on the left, it's got our ranks. So these are the ranks, meaning like, when you start doing the Young Living business, you're an associate. And then as you grow your business, you become a star, senior star, executive, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond. And you can see the percentage of all the members in Young Living, how they fit into all of these. So, and obviously you would imagine as the rank goes up, it's, at a smaller number. So my rank is gold. So when you see the annual income for a gold, the average is 52. Is that right? Wait a second. 52,000 a year is the average income for a gold leader. And then, and they don't have the month breakdown. I really like the month breakdown because, for most of us, there was a study done and most people said they could really use an extra $300 a month. It would make all the difference in the world. And so that would be like the level of $300 a month is about executive, between executive and senior star. And that is wonderful to make an extra $300 a month. It can pay for groceries, violin lessons, whatever you need. So what I want you to just do is kind of look at these numbers and think about what would it mean to you to make an average, annual income of extra, 1,500 a year, or 3,800, or 17,000, or 52,000, or continue on. Platinums make 123,000 on average. Diamonds make 271,000. Crown diamonds make 613,000, and royal crowns on average 1,448,000. I know people at all these ranks. I like personally talked to them, visited with them, had conversations, and like they're real people. These are not made up numbers. This is like I said, this is a legal document, and it really is possible to start as an associate and build to Royal Crown Diamond if you've got tenacity and you've got the gift of perseverance, because all it takes is 95% of people who persevere in a network marketing company make it to the top. Most people give up, and they usually give up pretty soon because they call someone and their friend says, no, I'm not interested. Or I'm already signed up with somebody else. And then they get sad and they just give it up. But the challenge for us is really just to persevere and to get better and to learn more about the products and to learn better how to serve people and their needs, to be able to identify what their needs are and to figure out how we can be bridge builders between their need and our product to help them solve something that they're trying to solve in their life to make their lives better. That's what we do. And for some people, maybe you who are watching, the problem in your life might be you need to make more money. And so I want to help you solve that problem. And the friend who introduced you to Young Living or who invited you to take a look at this class also wants to help you solve that problem. So, but these incomes, they can pay off mortgages. We've had people in our group pay off mortgages, law school debt, be able to afford organic groceries, be able to afford the supplements that they need, specific care for their children, piano lessons, all sorts of needs. These financial amounts have helped to support different families who are doing the business. So we're so grateful. So we would, I just want to say, we would love to have you. If this looks like something that that resonates with you well, or if you have more questions, you may reach out to me anytime directly, but I would recommend that whoever introduced you to this video, that is your go-to person, and she or he will be able to answer any questions you have. And the next thing that they will do is set up a game plan with you. They will sit down with you, talk to you, figure out which of those ranks appeals to you. If you're like, I need to get to gold, I need to get to platinum, I need to get to diamond, or maybe I need to get to executive. They will be able to sit down with you, figure out how much time you have to work, each week or each month. And like I mentioned to you, we have worked very hard to figure out how to do this business with busy lives. So if you have a busy life, you can still do this. Sometimes it means setting aside a day or two a month where you can kind of, have big chunks of the day where you can do this, but it's very possible. And if you have a spouse, to be able to get your spouse on board is a very good thing. And we have husbands. If your spouse needs to talk to any of our husbands would be happy to share how we do this together, and keeping our family lives flourishing. So they will, your friend will sit down with you, make a game plan, and then get you started. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. And Karen, thank you for doing this class with me. It was just great. And yeah, super fun. And we'll do these again. So if you have friends who want to come on and hear about the Young Living business, please know that we do these business intro classes regularly. We do them live as well as sharing a video, because we really want to spread the good news about both Young Living's products and the business opportunity, because these are two great needs in our time. We need to be healthy, and we both physically, and we need to be financially healthy, and we can help you with either or both of those. So thank you so much. My name is Katie Warner. This is Karen Luebke, and we're grateful to have you on tonight. God bless you, and we'll look forward to being in touch with you and helping you with questions in any way we can. So thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
Okay, ladies, I stopped the recording, I think. Oh, no, I didn't. Here we go. There we go. We're going to stop it this time. Okay.